Hey guys, it's breyer1000 if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on my Instagram, it is Rocky Mountain Studios _extras, and I'm going to do a little bit of an overview video. So I just want to let you guys know about the background a little bit. This is a pile of coloring books for my tiny human. These are all Blu-ray and DVDs over here. We are in the process of building a new shelf for them, so they're kind of just there right now, so don't mind them. And then obviously there's miscellaneous stuff in the background. So without further ado, I'm going to kind of go over like an overview of these guys. So we have 2019 Tractor Supply Special Run Sampson. I have Harley, who I've been dying to get for the longest time. And then I have the glow-in-the-dark models. I was kind of skeptical about getting the glow-in-the-dark models, mainly because I was afraid of not being able to show them, because I try to show every single one of my models, and you can ask anybody in Region 10, I will throw some wonky breeds on some things, but then again, people will like them, so I guess I'm kind of good at that. But I will literally show any model, mainly because I do believe every model is good in its own way. Like, I adore this Gypsy Vanner mold, and I have had my Gypsy Vanners place very well for me. People just don't like them. I don't know why, but I make them work. So, anyway, I was skeptical because I was afraid their coloring, because of the glow-in-the-dark, would make them non-showable. But now that I have them in my hand, I am totally excited to show them coming in April at Long Island Model Horse Expo in, Long Island. If you guys are interested in looking at Long Island Model Horse Expo to show, you can go on regionxnation.com. And if you look at upcoming shows, it'll be there. It'll give you a lot of information. I know, I don't know if she has a YouTube. I can't remember. But on Instagram, Brittany's Collection is going. And I don't know if anybody else is. I know a lot of people from my region are going, but I don't know if they have YouTubes or not. So it's in Region 10, which is New England, but it's actually in Long Island. So definitely try to look at that. But I'm definitely going to try to show all these guys there, because there is a mini show on Sunday. Sunday is going to be performance and mini. So that's when all of these guys are going to try to get shown. I don't believe in cutting any of my models out, so he will definitely be shown. I will just have to look at a breed for him. He was actually really crisp, minus this side of his face, so I will definitely show him on the other side. And he's not shaded black. He's more of a solid black, but that's totally okay. I have no issues with that. This guy I'm super stoked about because he has beautiful shading. You can actually really see it on the camera really well, but it's better in person. Excuse me. He has really light points, and he has really dark points. The only issue is this eye. It's not fully painted correctly. It's kind of like over a little bit. But that's totally fine. I do believe in showing horses on either side. I personally don't care if I'm judging anyway. I don't care if the horse's mane is facing me or not, or face is facing me. I just want to see the best side of the model, technically. I guess you would say that. I'm more of a breed judge, so I'm not so much for flaws unless, like, it's coming down between two models. I usually judge artist resin. And I haven't heard back from Laura yet. She's the lady who runs the show. Super nice, and she's super awesome to work with. I haven't heard anything from her yet, but I believe I am going to be judging artist resin breed on Saturday. I do love judging artist resin, so my shoestring will probably be a lot smaller than normal. I'm probably going to bring most of my new ones and a couple of old ones. My big showing day will be on Saturday when it comes to performance and mini. So this guy is not shaded the greatest. If he doesn't show very well, I honestly think I'm going to put him in performance because he is a beautiful horse. I am going to probably share the stablemate saddle, Western saddle set that I have with him, and with that in mind, all of my power dressage horses have Mind in their name, minus my California Chrome custom. That could not be California Chrome because he was too stocky to be a thoroughbred, so I ended up mixing him. But he's the only one on that mold that does not have Mind in his name. So there's that. I can never remember which one's which, besides like maybe two. This guy I was the least excited about just because I'm not the biggest fan of the mold, but the coloration really makes him stand out. He has beautiful shading. You can't really see, well, I mean, I think the camera kind of picks it up better than what I'm seeing in person. But I'm just using the natural sunlight. I don't even have a light on in my dad's apartment at the moment. But honestly, he is actually really nice considering the face marking is beautiful. All of the markings are crisp, minus this little goober type thing on his butt. But honestly, though, all of these guys are going to probably get shown at Long Island Model Horse Expo, so I'm super stoked that the white doesn't look as bad as I thought it actually really did. So moving on to Harley. I've actually been really excited about getting Harley. This was one that I've been really, really waiting for. He is a semi-gloss model. The one thing that I don't like about blacks that Breyer does is that they don't really have shading. I mean, if you look at Harley, if you look at, the Canadian, was it the Canadian horse that they put on? The black horse that they just released on the Adios mold, the black horse that they released on the Caric mold, I call him Pepto-Bismol, but that's not his actual name, Paint Me a Pepto. Those horses really aren't shaded. They're just straight black. There can be some shading hiding in there, but a lot of their darker models, meaning the blacks, are not shaded, and it kind of makes me upset. But honestly, it doesn't take away from Harley at all, because Harley is actually really, really detailed. Harley has striping on his hooves, and, it's actually painted really well. I mean, this hoof isn't probably the best example, but I'm going to use it anyway. He has feathering, so it does look like his feathering covers the hoof a little bit. I mean, obviously it's a little overpainted, but honestly that doesn't bother me in the least because he has feathering. So technically speaking, his feathering could be that long. And this hoof is really well though. I mean, it's really, really kind of on top of everything. And I believe this one's the same way. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a little bit over. But honestly, I'm not hesitating to show him. I'm going to throw him right in the show ring and not have an issue. He has a super sweet face. Even though he's solid black and his mane kind of blends in, you can still tell a difference. His markings are super crisp. I mean, even his crotch marking is there. And, I mean, don't mind me. I have to make a laugh. But anyway, he has super, super, super crisp markings. And he's just a horse that I wouldn't hesitate to show. The only thing that I hated about the situation with him is that he rubbed up against the box a little bit, and he's got a little goober right there. I mean, I'm going to try to touch it up just a little bit. These 3 spots, I mean, he doesn't have anything over here, and he didn't have anything on his shoulder, which is all the spots that touch the box. So I'm just going to try to touch this up. I wish Breyer would put something like a white piece of felt or something in between the box and the model. Would be less likely for rubs, but I'm not Breyer, and I'm just wishful thinking. So this is also the new book that came with Sampson. So, I mean, I know they come out with them every year, so it's nothing new, but that's what the cover looks like. And then, last but not least, we have Sampson. Now, Sampson, he does have some shading. I mean, I can see it better in person than the camera's picking up because he is a lighter model, but you can kind of see it on his shoulder and underneath and everything like that. So he is a quite, nicely shaded model, but it's more subtle than rich, if that makes any sense. But honestly, rich shading would kind of look kind of weird on a done model. But his face is super, 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 super sweet. His eye and his muzzle are really well shaded. I mean, his eye, I don't even know how to explain it. I honestly like his eye better than a lot of other models that I have. And I don't hate any of my models. I adore them all. So, this side is a little bit better when it comes to shading. But honestly, this mold is one of my favorite molds. I don't have many, but honestly, I'm so glad that I added him to my collection. No idea what I'm going to name him, but his face is super sweet, and he will be making his debut at Long Island Model Horse Expo. And that's honestly kind of him. He's kind of like a plain Jane model, as I call it, but honestly, that makes me love him that much more. So thank you guys for watching. This has kind of been a quick overview of 6 different models, and kind of a little update on what show I'm going to and, all the fun stuff. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you're watching on Instagram, don't forget to hit that follow button. You guys have a good day. Bye.